Merry week, guys. I thought I would go through the Witch's Creed. I think it's called the Witch's Pyramid in some places, but I prefer to call it the Creed because I always see a pyramid as three things, and I think there's 4 points to the Witch's Creed. And this is the creed I follow rather than the Wiccan Rede, because I've obviously said time and time again I don't agree with the Rede. I've obviously written the creed down, different colours. The first point is to know. And I've written here, intuition is important, but so is study. Basically, an important part of being sort of a witch is that you learn. You're always learning and you always make mistakes, but you can pick yourself up and carry on. Because when you make those mistakes, you learn, and learning is extremely important. So, why do you think most witches are? Well, I wouldn't say that they're all A grade students. I know a few witches who aren't that clever in academics, but they're really knowledgeable because they study their craft, they read, they go on the internet, they talk to other people. They're always on the quest for knowledge, and that's I think one of the most important parts of being a witch is that you're always on the study, you're always looking out for knowledge. Although you do have a sneaky gut instinct for your intuition, it's still important that you learn about these things before you make an important decision. The next one is to will. Both to gather the magical energy required to make spells successful, as well as to defend your beliefs. Basically, what I think I mean when I write that down is that obviously you have to have a lot of will to sort of have the energy inside to manifest the magic that you cast. Also, with the beliefs, you have to be a strong-willed person to say, no, this is what I believe, you can't change that, and it's what's important to me. I obviously mentioned this in another video about the Christians, and you know, I'm umming and ahhing quite a bit because I'm constantly looking at my Book of Shadows and then looking back at you guys. You have to really be able to, which is why I sort of, to know all the parts of the creed are sort of tied together. You have to know about the witchcraft to be able to defend it, because if you're strong-willed to defend it and then someone sort of tries to start questioning you and you don't know very much, then there's, you're already breaking one of the creeds, really, because you're not studying and you don't know about it, so you can't really defend it. To dare is the next one. I like this one. Take risks and try spells without knowing how successful they will be. That's sort of the magical way of doing things. It's to dare to say, right, I've never tried this spell about totem animals before, but I'm going to be like, what the hell, I'm going to try it. And I don't know what will happen, but I'm going to try it anyway. It's the same with different rituals. If you've never tried a certain type of ritual before, but you decide one Sabbath, yeah, I'm going to try it. One festival, you know what, I'm going to have a go at this. Or I'm going to take part in a group ritual instead of a solitary one for the first time. So basically you have to be confident in order to dare to do that, so you have to have the will to do it. You also should be able to take risks in your everyday life. It's like you're offered a job with higher prospects, although you start at the bottom, or you'll just stay in your job that you've already got, which you're never going to move anywhere, but you're being paid good money. A witch would take the risk and transfer to the different job, as an everyday example. To be silent. Don't be prideful or boast when spells work. Sometimes silent magic is the most powerful and can help focus energy, is what I've written here. But that's one way, boasting about a spell. I think that's probably why my banishing spell went slightly awry, because I didn't tell anyone for a while, and then I confessed to Josh that I'd cast it, and sometime later the ex-boyfriend got back in contact, so there's me like, talking about it didn't obviously make the magic as powerful. as it ought to have been. And I think another way of keeping silent, is to obviously know when it's best to talk about your faith and your beliefs and when it's best to just keep quiet. I'm an advocate for free speech. I'm a member of Amnesty International, so I think free speech is really important. But there are times when it is better just to keep stum. Especially if, I don't know, I think one example is I obviously had to help with the Scout Carol service in my area. Obviously, it's a good time to keep quiet that you're actually a pagan. Otherwise, the vicar would probably try and run you out of house and home, or church rather, and wouldn't let the explorers do it. So another time to keep quiet is obviously general scouting. Really, I suppose not that many. My leaders, I don't think they know about my path, and I think it's best that they don't, because they could think I could end up corrupting the younger scouts, and I could get in trouble. So that's another way of keeping silent, really. So the full creed, it's really simple to remember: to know, to will, to dare, to be silent. And that's the creed I follow. That is what's important to me. Whilst I think I have written a shorter version of the creed in my Book of Shadows for when I was practicing Wicca. I've called it the Wiccan Law on this page. It does sound quite pretty though, which is why I've obviously kept it. By the Wiccan law ye must, in perfect love and perfect trust, 8 words that Wiccan Rede fulfil, and ye harm none, do as ye will. Ever mind the rule of 3, what ye send out comes back to thee. Follow this with mind and heart, and merry ye meet and merry ye part. I know there's a massive poem which is the full read, but I'm obviously not going to go through that. And obviously there's a lot of what is said in the read that I don't agree with. For example, the harm none, obviously I don't agree with. Being in perfect love and perfect trust, it's an idealism, but in a real world, there's no such thing as perfect love and perfect trust. That's me being quite blunt and being quite cynical. As a non-Wiccan witch, I don't obviously agree that there is such thing. Everyone has their issues. And obviously the rule of 3, again, I disagree with. Obviously, I've never had karma bite me back in the bum yet. I've had fairies tie my shoelaces up, though, but that's as far as it's gone. I might do a post about fairies later. I did a blog project post on fairies a while ago, so I might talk about fairies later. So yeah, I'm just also going to let you guys know that I've done my post for this week's Pagan blog project. I'm also going to do a separate post as a video. So I'm going to go now because I'm going to need to prepare these other videos that I want to do. And I've also got some readings to do. So yeah, I've got my runes out. This tarot box, I need to replace it because it's to the point now where it's not keeping the cards in there anymore. So, and also my runes. So yeah, blessed be everyone, and I'll catch you guys later.